Geno, just what do you see from Anna tonight, and where do you want to get her to, have her be productive for the tournament? What level do you think she can ascend to over these next few weeks?
I mean, today was exactly what this conversation I had with her yesterday. It's so typical of kids her age. Maybe it's always been like this, but I notice it. Everything they do affects the thing they do next. It's the craziest thing. So she's, down in the dumps and pouting because the ball's not going in. I said, whenever you do that in the past, how's that work out for you? Like, you really come out of it really quickly the next day, huh? She goes, no, it gets worse. I said, no kidding. So this idea that, you got to stop thinking that everything you just did is going to affect everything that's about to happen. The ball goes in, you're not going to make the next one. The ball doesn't go in, you're not going to make the next one. But players are like that. They make 2 or 3, they see it go in the net, they think they can make 23 of them. They miss 2 or 3, I can't buy a bucket. So today she made a bunch in the first half. But I can sympathize with her though. She's an immigrant, She don't have a green card, not allowed to make them in the second half. You can only make them in the first half. I sure gave her mine. I still have my green card, as a matter of fact. Is that illegal, give her my green card? Not anymore?
Obviously, when you hold a team, the 20% shooting and 31 points, defensive effort's really good, but I just want to look at Megan in particular, because the Freeman kid's a pretty good player, and
Sure.
Megan pretty much locked her up pretty well. I was wondering if you thought this was one of her better defensive games
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah, the last week, we've really been harping on some defensive stuff. You're not going to believe this, but for the last 2 months, I bet you 80% of our practices are on offense, which is hard to believe when you watch us in some of these games, that we spend that much time on our offense every day. So I thought, there's one way to maybe make our offense better. Stop working on it. And let's just focus on, creating something off our defense. And yeah, Megan had a big challenge today. And she said, I'm going to do a great job on this kid. She told Jamel that. And she did. And anytime you play great defensively, it probably carries over into your offense. And she had a great all-around game today.
I know Kristen has kind of just been in sort of a slump. I know you've talked with her about trying to get her defense going, so maybe that can power her offense, but as a coach, is there anything you just kind of tell her to work through it herself mentally just to get past that, or how is she kind of approach that moving forward?
There's really no magic formula, There's nothing you can take, in your smoothie to make it different. All you can do is just go in the gym and work, watch more film, which she has, and believing that it's gonna turn, and that's gonna, she didn't get here overnight, and it's not gonna change overnight. So every day, I'm looking for some progress, and there's days when I see it, so I'm encouraged. And obviously, it's not where it needs to be right now for us to be an elite team. We need her to be an elite scorer.
There's been a lot of talk, obviously, about what this team hasn't done this year, but tonight they clinched their 7th straight, at least a share of the 7th straight AAC title. So what does that mean for this group, and do you celebrate that?
Yeah, we will. I was in the locker room after the game. I was talking more about, what's in store for us on Saturday and what we have to do Friday's practice to get ready for Saturday. And the goal is to try to go undefeated in the league. So if you do that, then you're going to win a conference championship. So today we tied for the conference championship. So if we win Saturday, then we'll win it outright, I would think. So if all goes well, then Saturday we will. If not, Wednesday we will. I don't know when. But when we win it outright, then we'll say yay.
Megan Walker and both Anna, they had really great games. They were very confident out there. How confident are you going forward with the last couple of games in the regular season, and what are some big things you still want to work on?
Well, except for long stretches of the second quarter, I don't think our offense was in peak form, you know, so we still have some ways to go there. We still have to move the ball better. I always think that we could be more efficient on offense. That's the hardest part of the game to coach, you know? Moving the ball, because there's a ball involved, and the ball has to change hands, and the ball has to go in the basket, and it's not the easiest thing in the world. So we keep working on it and keep trying to get better at it. Keep streamlining what we're going to run, you know, shrink it down a little bit. And then keep getting better on defense. That's two straight games that we've played really, really, really well defensively. And even in the South Carolina game, you know, we had a great first quarter defensively, and even in the second quarter, we weren't bad. So our defense is starting to give us some confidence, but we have a lot of things that we have to navigate. You know, we're not big enough, and we don't have somebody to take Liv's place if she gets in foul trouble. We're not thick enough that we can just move bodies around. You know, so we've got to be creative, and we're always trying to find another way to be more creative.
Geno, I know you were talking about Anna not making shots in the second half, but she did a lot of things today. Was this the best, like, just the way she put it together with she had 6 steals, 5 assists, like she did everything pretty well and with a lot of confidence. Is that
She did.
good for her?
She did. I was especially happy when she started knocking down shots early, and her confidence just kind of, you could see it. You know, she couldn't wait to shoot it, and she was so happy she started passing the ball to the other team too. You know, because that's the kind of kid she is. You know, some of our guys were open, she threw it to them. Some of their guys were open, she threw it to them. I think she had a great all-around game for both teams. She was terrific.
Just going back to Kristen for a second, is that again a case of a player who, if you make a few shots, maybe, do you think it will be that easy? Or?
That's usually how it is. I keep going to that baseball analogy, you know. Even the best hitters go in slumps. You know, sometimes the slump lasts a week, sometimes it lasts 2 weeks, and then you come out of it. You come out of it because you work at it, you put time in, and you know, and you got to believe that you will come out of it. But the more you harp on it, the harder it's going to be to come out of it. So you got to just go in and say, am I getting the right shots? If I'm getting the right shots and they're not going in, all right, well, eventually they will go in. If I'm getting bad shots, then that's a problem. That's a problem. But she's not taking bad shots at all.
2-part question, if you don't mind. You took a timeout with about 6 minutes left when it got a little sloppy and you didn't seem very happy. Just what did you want to get through to those guys on the floor, you know, that, you know, you weren't happy with? And second part is, because we haven't had a graduate transfer before, who will be the starters on, will it be the 4 seniors and her starting on Saturday, senior day?
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't figured that one out yet. We're going to have to come up with that on Friday. So we haven't figured that one out yet. Because it's a weird mix. You know, it's Crystal, Molly, and then 3 players that are exactly the same, it seems like. We just, it doesn't, so we'll have to figure out how to make it work, if we do. And then the other thing, the timeout was more of why players who I want them to keep it simple, are doing complicated things. And I really, for the life of me, I can't understand it. Why, when you're open right here, or you're not open right here, and you decide that, well, here's how I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna dribble right between those 2 guys and get it stolen. Because you know what? That's just a lot more fun than just throwing it to that guy who's wide open. So I always ask him, like, tell me, like, I'm trying to learn, like, educate me here. Why do you do that? Why do you dribble when you can pass it? I'm telling you, kids are obsessed with dribbling the ball. That's the biggest thing I see, the biggest change. Everybody wants to dribble. And through the years, we're not a dribbling team. We're a move the ball team. If I pass it from here to Jeff, it's going to get there a lot faster than if I dribble it over there. If you're guarding me and I pass it there, you're not going to catch up to the ball. But if I'm dribbling it, you are. Try to get that through that. And when the ball hops, we're good. When we're not so good.
You've talked a lot, about Liv when she's playing strong, what a big addition she is to this team. How is, her play in these past 4 games has been so consistent. What has that given the team, and to be a little bit more consistent as well?
You know, there was no one on the floor that could handle Liv. So the strategy was, Liv, run as fast as you can down to the block, post up, and you guys better throw it to her. That's the strategy we've had for 30 years here. I could probably name you every single player that we've ever had that played at 4 years at Connecticut. And I told them, just run from the foul line down all the way down to the block, call for the ball, and they became an All-American. It's not that complicated. You got to be willing to run fast, be strong in the post, and you have to have guys that can throw you the ball. And there are times we look right at Liv, and it's like we're looking at a ghost. Like, how do you get more open than wide open? She's wide open, guys, throw it to her. So we had to come to Jesus, throw it to Liv. You get it, throw it to Liv. If you can't, throw it to that guy, throw it to Liv. It's the old Kara Walters offense. What's your offense? Pass it to Kara. What if I can't pass it to Kara? Pass it to that guy who can pass it to Kara. What if I can't get it there? Throw it to that guy and pass it to Kara. We'll get it to her somehow, some way. Because if we do, and there's nobody that can handle you on the court, you have to be able to do that. Especially the way teams are playing defensively now, where they just pack it in. So you're not going to get a chance to dribble in there a lot. But if the ball doesn't get inside the lane, then you could never get an open 3. You're not going to just come down and throw the ball around the perimeter and think you're going to get an open 3. So the more Liv can handle the ball, that's what made Fisa so dangerous last year. She touched the ball every possession. You can't guard that. Because now you got to decide, do I double Fisa or do I stay out on the perimeter? So we're trying to get to that point. And Liv is getting better every day. Every day in practice, every game. She's getting better every day. That was huge for her the other night to not foul out after she got her 3rd foul early. And even today, she got 2 in the first quarter, maybe, or first half, and didn't get any more. She's getting better every day. I feel so much confident, so much more confident now going into games, knowing where Liv is than a month ago, a month and a half ago. I feel really, really good about Liv.